Right, I tried the paint scraper, but it wasn't soft enough to be an easy job. It was still real gluggy, like, yeah, you couldn't just peel it off. But thinner soaked rag seems to be doing the job quite nicely, and it's just sort of wiping off. So, yeah, it might not be the shitty job that I thought it was going to be. And the body filler, the first layer of body filler, the proper bog, she seems to be unaffected by the thinner, so fingers crossed. Once I've done this, I'll run over the whole thing with a sander again, just the DA, give it a light sand. Once I've given the body filler time to sort of let go of any thinner it might have trapped in it, but yeah, still going to be a monotonous job, but anyway, that's part and parcel of it, I guess. Alrighty, finally got this bonnet stripped of all that gummy lightweight filler that put on before. Again, I think that was my fault, not blaming the product, but that was a nightmare. I've had to take a fair chunk of my previous filler work out, but yeah, it's all looking pretty good now. So we'll put some more body filler on it now and keep going on it, I guess. I've already I've given this a good blow down and a good wipe with the wax and grease remover, so she's right to go. And it's a little bit cold today, so it might take a little while for this stuff to sort of go off. A bit gun shy about yeah, the amount of hardener I put in stuff now, but I guess it's better to go more than less. And give it a bit of a stir up. Now, I watched, I don't know how many videos on YouTube of panel guys and their filler work, and whenever they mix up their filler, it always seems to be just so workable and so smooth and creamy, and then I go to do the same thing. It's always stiff, never really flows the way I want it to. Anyway, we'll jam it on there, and then we got to look forward to about another bloody 4 or 5 hours worth of sanding and get it all smooth again. Where's my hawk? Here it is. I'll whack that on there. And I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. I am not a body man. This is not my trade. So I'm just somebody mucking around in the shed. Sick of looking at his project cars that are sort of going nowhere. And I think that's because standards were sort of too high. You see a lot of guys with absolutely killer rides, and they're they're perfectionists. They're just, well, not only are they perfectionists, they've got the trade experience behind them as well, and yeah, it's that's not the case here. I've just sort of been dabbling over the years, and yeah, I don't know, whatever I can get done on these projects now, it's sort of going to be better than holding out for things to be perfect. So, all right, where'd I put my lid? There it is. I reckon give it a bit more, because like I said, I want shit to harden. Put the old Spotify on the boombox today because all the radio stations were pissing me off. A mate of mine, Jack, he came around and sorted out some Wi-Fi for the shed just there, which is awesome because yeah, I could never get signal in the shed before, but now full bars. So you can listen to Spotify, look up stuff on YouTube filler, because it's I did go a little bit heavy on the old hardener. I'm hoping that it's because it's a bit chilly, I've got a little bit of time up my sleeve. This may be an excessive amount of body filler to mix up, I don't know. Anyway, we'll give it a go. The technique's probably all wrong, but I don't care. Let's try and get it on there for now, and then work it smooth a bit. Yeah. And yeah, just like that, created an extra bloody, oh, I don't know how many, probably another 8 hours worth of work, stripping the old stuff off and getting it ready again. Looking like a dog's breakfast, but anyway. Now I've had sort of a little bit of experience using this one. Oh, yeah, not bad, not great, not bad. Oh, yeah, doesn't go too bad. A little bit of flexibility to it. Starting to go off a bit there. I might quit while I'm ahead. Righto, I'll leave that there for now. I'll clean this up and we'll come back to it. Alright, just a quick little snippet. This stuff's going off. So all the experts reckon you do it in crisscross pattern. The next couple of hours of me going to be doing that. So I don't really think it's worth me filming at all. But yeah, once I get it down to reasonably flat, I'll go and touch up a few other bits and pieces. And yeah, see how it turns out. Alrighty. Alright, filler work finally done. A little bit pressed for time, so I'm just going to go ahead, prime it, and sort of not worry about filming it. Yeah. But anyway, stay tuned. G'day, time for an update. It's been ages since I've done anything on the cars. It's April 2022. And now that Christmas and Easter and all that sort of stuff's out of the way, it's quietened down enough to get back down in the shed. So, the old Brown bonnet that's been sitting idly for, geez, nearly 12 months. I've put another coat of undercoat on it, nice thick primer. I'm going to finish blocking that back this morning. Pretty much only just got the front edge to do. And then I'll drag it out in the sun, warm it up for a bit,
and then put some colour on it. And then stuff that I haven't filmed. I think the last bits of footage I was scuffing up the door jambs for the old Bitzer, and in the end I ended up sandblasting it because the door hinges are fiddly and I got them right where I want them to be, so I didn't really want to disturb it that much. So yeah, I just sandblasted the sills. There was a bit of a scrape on the sill there. Wasn't too bad, it was only sort of, I don't know, 5-10 mil deep at the worst bit, so a bit of filler in that. This dog leg was bent in. I pulled it out. She's still not perfect, but good enough. And I was lucky to find no rust in that dog leg. So yeah, I've ground off the trim rivets and welded up the hole there in the dog leg for the trim, because I don't want to fuss around with trim on something that's supposed to be fairly straightforward budget build. The colour, the antique gold's a lot creamier than the old oxidised faded stuff, but should come up all right. I got the little 253 running and gave it a quick freshen up. Took the rocker covers off, sandblasted them, painted them, just cleaned everything. Put new alternator on it. A little bit of mucking around with that. Had to extend the alternator bracket by about, I don't know, 50 mil. Because otherwise the alternator was sitting too low and it was hitting on the head, so it wasn't a straight swap. I had to use a couple of washers just to space that out because the casting was a bit too narrow, but no, she runs well. I grabbed an old 6-cylinder harness and trimmed it up, extended a few wires to suit the V8. What else have I done? Oh yeah, I can start it by the key now. So a few little MacGyvering under the dash to bypass the neutral safety switch. But yeah, it actually runs reasonably well. There was a few issues with oil pressure to begin with. I ended up taking the oil pump off and priming it and bolting it all back up, because yeah, it just wouldn't pick the oil up. It was, yeah, no good. So but anyway, shifting focus a little bit back onto the Brougham. My missus hates it when I do this, when I swap from one to the other, but I don't know, it's my shed, I can do what I want. What else have I been up to? Oh yeah, I had another crack at some panel beating on the boot. This edge, there was a lot of dents. Managed to get in through the access holes, but yeah, it should be alright. And then the door, I think I got footage of sandblasting the door shell and painting that. So yeah, when the time comes to switch back focus onto the old Bitzer, I'll bolt the door on, get it lined up, then I can do both the door and the guard body work while everything's sort of, yeah, it's coming up all right for something that I don't really care a great deal about, but yeah. All right, well, I'll get oh yeah, this was a handy little board that I made up for when I was blocking back the body filler on the sill. This thing, it was just a bit of trim that, yeah, keeps the long flat bits nice and straight, so very handy, recommend. Alrighty, mixing up some paint, bonnet rub back, reasonably happy with it. Yeah, should be quite acceptable once get a few coats on it, and then give it a colour sand about a month or two whenever I can get around to it. But yeah, I don't know where my little head strap thingy's gone, so yeah, I'll finish mixing this up and then yeah, spray it on. Overall, not too bad, but friggin' bug. landed in it, and I tried to get it out and made a mess of it. Hopefully that might buff out, and there's a few little dust specks in it. I'll give it a sand back in a couple of days and see how it goes. Otherwise I might have to give it another couple of coats. Disappointing, but what are you going to do when you're working in a shed?